shouting my name, and I finally heard the truth in the hollow black winter of my disappearing youth. Praise was a blanket that kept me soft and blind, a golden parasitic vine wrapping round my mind. When the cheers died out, I didn't wither or break. I just stopped feeding the thirst for a commoner's sake. I sat in the dark until my eyes learned to see that the only witness I ever needed was me.
If you need a scout to tell you that your blade is sharp, you're just a string waiting for a finger on a harp. I built my temple where the echoes go to die, under the frozen judgment of an unblinking sky.
Solitude is a furnace that doesn't need a fan, burning the social beast to find the original man. The world's well done is a poison disguised as wine, but the silence of the abyss, that power is mine. I became dangerous when the applause disappeared.
The void is the only master I ever revered.
No more begging for light, no more dancing for eyes.
A sovereign and nothing where the weakness dies.
Praise is for children,
Silence is for kings,
untouched by the shackles
that validation brings.
now. They look at my scars and they wonder how I grew without the warmth of the tribe, or a friend that I knew. I grew because there was no one left to hold my hand. Across the jagged ridges of this godforsaken land, I didn't improve for the glory of the seed at the meat. I improved because the silence was a desperate lethal need. A man who can stand in the vacuum and not lose his breath is a man who has already mastered the concept of death.
Let the small men gather and trade their hollow hills like pathetic little ships with their ego-driven sails. I am the anchor deep beneath the oil-slick tide, with nothing left to prove and nowhere left to hide. My discipline is a secret, my power is a ghost. I am the unwanted guest and the terrifying host. The silence didn't break me, it showed me the edge. A blood-soaked, solitary, ironclad pledge.
Shut the gates, burn the maps.
Watch every bridge to the people collapse.
I don't want your truth,
I don't want your lies.
I am the darkness that never dies. The wall in front of me wasn't stone and it wasn't wood. It was the heavy, gray not yet, where my spirit stood. I fed the beast with my stillness, I gave him my breath, building a cathedral to the concept of my own death.
But fear is a phantom that only breathes in the weight, a parasite living on the crumbs of a hesitant fate. The moment you sit is the moment the shadow takes flight, turning a flickering candle into a god of the night.
Then the hammer of my will finally struck the first spark, and I ran like a madman into the throat of the dark. I didn't wait for the trembling in my marrow to end. I used the shaking of my hands to make the iron bend. And the strangest thing happened, the giant began to thin. As soon as the salt of my sweat hit the scars on my skin, the nightmare that looked like a mountain from a mile away became a handful of dust in the light of the fray. Fear grew loudest when it stood still,
A ghost that was strangled by the gear of the will.
move toward the strike, run toward the stain.
Watch the slaughter of the ghost that a moment soon can bring.
The abyss only bites the one who is slow,
But it vomits out the soul with the courage to go.
There is no ready, there is only the now and the done. There is no safe in the path that the warriors run. I saw my own cowardice bleeding out on the floor the second I kicked down the latch of the heavy iron door.
Stop looking for light, become the thing that is bright, by grinding your fear into the grit of the fight. The monsters you imagine are made of your wasted time, a punishment for the man who refuses to climb.
Now I don't look for peace I look for the slope of the hill, for the jagged black edge that requires the weight of the will. I am the master of the sudden, the king of the go, hunting the shadows that the hesitant minds only know. The horizon is close for the foot that refuses to rest, putting the maybe and the someday to the ultimate test. The fear didn't leave me, it just became a small dying sound, lost in the thunder of my boots hitting the ground.
Crush the hesitation, burn the pause. Action is the only
God of loss,
toward the storm,
toward the blade.
we are the slaughter for which
Those were made. Speeches are the funeral songs of empires built on sand, where kings trade their sovereignty for a gesture of the hand.
1,000 words won't sharpen steel or mend a broken line, nor turn a coward's water into warrior's wine.
Charisma is a flickering wick that dies before the frost, the currency of leaders whose authority is lost.
The warband doesn't listen to the music of the breath, they only see the logic in the architecture of death.
A standard isn't written, it is lived within the bone. A silent heavy gravity that stands a test alone. Men don't follow the promise, they follow the routine. The cold unblinking movement of a lethal war machine. If the center tolerates the rock, the edges will decay. If the anchor slips an inch, the fleet is swept away. The loudest doctrine isn't screamed across the battlefield, it's the cleanliness of the strike and the thickness of the shield. Standards are the only God,
Action is the Lord,
carving out the legion with a
consistent sword.
They got by the endurance,
They imitated the sky,
the only true direction in a never-ending war.
no inspiration,
Just the steel,
no oratory,
just the code.
crushing every excuse on this unyielding road.
Look at the man who leads the charge and see the future born. Not in the poetry he speaks, but in the armor he has worn. If he flinches at the wind of the whole army turns to ice. If he compromises once, he pays the ultimate price. A legion is a mirror of the shadow at its head, feeding on the standards by which the souls are fed. Softness in the leader is a plague upon the rank, a hole within the hull that makes the entire vessel sink.
The warband is a singular dark mechanical mind, leaving every charismatic liar far behind. It doesn't ask for vision, it only asks for how, with the cold sweat of the discipline freezing on the brow.
The law is not a sermon, it's the way the axe is hung, a truth that's far too heavy for a mortal silver tongue. Consistency is the throne and the work is the crown, and every hollow speech is just a way to drag you down.
Silence the orator,
Burn the lies,
watch how a solitary truth
multiply,
no debate,
no retreat.
the standard is complete. Speeches are the funeral songs. Speeches are the funeral songs. Speeches are the funeral songs. Speeches are the funeral
A garment that the winter will tear, a handful of hunger and a mouthful of air. I've seen the young eagles fall before they could fly, and the kings of the north and the cold gutters die. But the tragedy isn't the stopping of breath or the silent arrival of the merchant called death. The horror is walking a century of miles and leaving no mark in the ancestral files.
Mortality's a cage with an ironclad lock, tick-tock lacking the weight in the heart of the rock. No man chooses the hour, the Valkyrie's call, or the height of the mountain from which he must fall.
But everyone chooses the weight of the stain, the purpose that justifies every black vein. I do not fear the shroud or the closing of eyes. I only fear a life where the soul never cries. Let the body fall,
But not the name.
burn out the dross in the warrior's flame.
Death is a moment, meaning is the goal.
A story that never turns bitter old.
We are not flesh,
We are the code.
the only light on this shadowed road.
A life without purpose is a slow rotting plague, a series of shadows drifting in vague. To eat and to sleep and to vanish like smoke is the ultimate shackle, the ultimate yoke. I'd rather be a splinter in the eye of the storm than a well-fed carcass that is soft and is warm. The grave is a bed for the one who has fought, but a prison for the one who has lived for
So
none.
let the blade find me when the work is all done. Under the gaze of the black-hearted sun, I've carved my existence into the world's chest, a jagged dark rhythm that won't let it rest.
The Valkyries don't look for the ones who survive, they look for the ones whose intentions arrived. I am the echo that the mountains will keep, while the meaningless millions in the dirt are asleep.
Time is the butcher, work is the axe. Shatter the soul made of soft silent wax. No fear of the end,
Just the fear of the no.
write your truth